Yo, welcome to the first episode of You Know Who's Dope? I'm your boy Maleko, and I'm here with my co-host Joe Cutter. What up, Joe?
Joe Cutter S. Thompson, San Jose, 2ninjasclothing.com,
Man,
IGB, Old School Thunder Hut, San Jose, 40831. What am I missing? Oh, for fuck's sake. God, Jedi Knights.
yeah,
RPG, Mummy Fashion Show, Fresh fucking Coast.
that's what's up, man. Joe Cutter's in every crew out there, dude, because you're that kind of guy, man. You know what I'm saying? You're the homie.
Yeah, I go in between the tribes, man, and I've become somewhat of an uncle to these younger kids who are dope and who we think are dope.
Yep,
and that's we're here to talk about.
That's why we're doing the show, man. Joe Cutter is basically the leader of the up-and-comers in my eyes, especially on the Fresh Coast, obviously. And we just decided to do a show about the up-and-comers, man, in this shit, because I feel like they're a little overlooked. You know, obviously we're all talking about the hottest dudes and the top-tier dudes. But I figured since I am an up-and-coming battler myself, you know what I'm saying, I might as well team up with the homie Joe Cutter, who has obvious pull in the game and will actually give this show validity. I'm not going to sit here and lie and pretend like people would even listen to it if you weren't on it. So I appreciate you taking the time, homie, for real.
I got you, Maleko. You're family, bro. We go way back, man. I'm here.
No doubt, man. Ever since, you know, I've been rolling with Jedi Knight Circle out of Santa Cruz, and I always cross paths with Thunder Hut because it was brother crews and shit. But, man, yeah, so the up-and-comers, man, you know who's dope?
Who's that?
Urban the Element, man.
Oh, definitely. I have a total biased opinion too because I'm in IGB with him, but definitely. And what Urban does, if you look at his progression, it's undeniable when the matches are that much better than their previous performance. There's nothing more undisputed in this battle shit than blatant progression.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the kid's on his way, you know, for whatever it's worth. I try and put my wing over dude and, you know, help support what he's got going on because the dude is pretty crazy with bars. You can just see his style going into something that's going to be solidified as pretty unfuckwittable after a while. So he's on his way. Shouts to Urban.
Yeah, we're going to definitely interview him on one of these episodes, I think, soon, man. But, man, as far as you, Joe, like, you started out kind of at the same time as me, like, as far as this format, I think, man, because I remember going to the Golden State Bullies with you when you battled Meg Abusive, and that was, like, my first time doing this format, you know, and I remember that was, like, wasn't that your first time?
That was my first on-camera, like, a cappella setting.
Yeah.
In grind time. Everyone seemed to know us from like the freestyle era, and when me and Grunge Tofu co-founded Thunder Hut, we were really influenced by a lot of the LA underground shit, which is really centered around a general battle aspect. So it was just something that came with our influences, like Project Blowed and stuff. But I started battling with Topper, who just growing up around him in the Bay Area, it was just really hard not to be influenced by this dude. And you know, we would fuck with the freestyle battle tournaments and shit, but we were more likely to be the people to catch you outside with your trophy and make you look fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But when I decided to enter the Fresh Coast scene, that was kind of the platform I stood on. You know, people knew me from Thunder Hut. They knew that XI and Dirtbag Dan had come out of our camp, so it was easy for a lot of people just to embrace me based on that Thunder Hut name. I remember I did a battle in San Francisco against Megadeth. It was probably one of the worst battles I've ever done in my life.
Damn.
And I performed at that battle, and I remember I went up to FLO and he asked me, you know, who are you? and what crew do you rep? And I'm like, oh, I'm Joe Cutter. And he's like, oh, he looked at me like he never heard of me. But when I said Thunderhut, his eyes lit up, and all of a sudden there was a red carpet there for me. So just kind of on the strength of our involvement in the Fresh Coast before it was the Fresh Coast. You know, we grew up with Lush and all those dudes. Before any of this format, we were doing song competitions, you know, with Delmont Crew, as Lush's crew at the time, Plex Rock, Philosophy, Zen, all those homies we were doing stuff with. So just kind of by default, I was just kind of accepted in the scene.
Yep.
Once I came around to it. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to be like, you know, oh, there's no beat and blah blah blah. But then I quickly realized that this is the natural progression of it. And you hear these people bitch about the beat and all, you know, oh, there's, you know, it's fucking not freestyle and everything. They don't realize that this is the natural progression of where the sport went. So, like, you know, when people are just, like, downgrading the acapella format, what they don't realize is that they're going against the grain of just the natural progression.
Yeah, evolution.
We've seen them try to fucking do, like, okay, two written rounds and then a tempo beat. You know, it just doesn't work, dude. So I'm pretty sure everyone's just, like, accepted the fact that that shit is dead and this is what it is now, you know?
Yeah.
And it's awesome because all it is our diaphragm. They took the mic. It's just us and our projection. If anything, it forces us to sharpen up our skills as MCs and really just strip it down to the raw shit and show what we have to offer.
Yeah, and it's not easy, man. It ain't easy. Like, these fools are real good now, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's crazy for me to see it because I'm an up-and-comer and shit. I'm just trying to find my place in it and get that good match in front of the right people to, you know, to catapult to, like, the main page. I mean, you're on the main page versus Tiger Ty.
Yeah, I'm on the main page twice, actually, versus Everybody Knows and Tiger Ty.
Oh, snap.
The Tiger Ty battle has done wonders for me. Apparently, Joe Budden and Royce the 5'9" have seen that battle.
Oh, yeah.
Tiger Ty is an enigma, so, you know, whether I beat him or not, which I totally did, people just look at him as this messianic being.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky and honored to battle him, especially since, you know, it might be the last time we will ever see him battle, and for me to be that last person will be a cool little trophy on the mantle for me.
Damn, man. Is that, like, confirmed information? What's that about?
I mean, it's almost just kind of safe to assume, you know, a lot of people that don't know about Tiger Ty, they don't realize that the guy has health issues, the way he is, and this isn't anything you couldn't wrap Wikipedia, you know, this is something, you know, I'm not divulging any secret information, but the dude had a stroke, and then he had brain surgery.
Damn.
And I guess he, you know, we didn't see him for a while, so us behind-the-scene people who knew that what the case was with him or knew enough to know that he had an ailment were kind of counting him out. So when that Battle of the Bay thing came out, the homie Deadman, he told me that, you know, Tiger Ty's trying to get back in the ring, and that's all I needed to hear, so I just quickly, you know, hit up Lush. I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm going to make all these blogs. I'm going to put the initiative out there. And just kind of made it happen with what help that they gave me. I'm all about pulling these people out of obscurity.
Oh, man. Who's next?
In the same vein, I'm battling Carter Deems at Bola.
Yes.
In the same vein, man, I'm pulling, you know, a couple of these dudes out of obscurity, and it's people that you know are wanted. They want to see Carter Deems. They wanted to see Tiger Ty back. For me, I like doing these kind of things opposed to someone who would just sit around, wait for people to throw names at them. What happened with the Bola thing, I was booked to battle Uno Lavos at Bola.
Fuck.
And
I want to see that so bad, man.
I want to see it too. I'm sick of chasing his fucking views around though, but the guy's backed out on me 3 times. Shouts to Uno Lavos, but he's afraid of me because I'm funnier than him. What does he say? He says he said us battling would be great because it would be the funniest person in the West, me, versus the funniest person on the planet, him. And those are his words. But I don't know, man. Like, he's backed out on me 3 times, so I'm fucking over it. So that, he backed out again, and at this point it was just some eye-rolling shit. Like, all right, what's your excuse now? So the first person that came to mind was Carter Deems.
Dude, you versus Carter Deems is gold, bro. I can't wait for that shit, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be really funny, dude. It's gonna be a classic, and it was perfect too because I was able to see his footage with Lex Diamond, so I was able to get perfect timing on seeing where his skill set was
recently.
So I had a good idea of what I was dealing with. So based on what I have and what I've seen of his recent shit, it's pretty safe to say it's going to be a fucking classic fucking match.
What's your process of writing, man? You know what I'm saying? Do you write over beats? I mean, like, how do you write, man?
I make a lot of music, but when I do the battle stuff, what I do is I gather a bunch of stuff in the archives, and then I'll take it to paper, and then I'll record it, and then I will write it out again. That's the formula my brother Kung Fu Vampire gave me for memorizing stuff.
Wow.
And
write it, record it, and write it again.
Yeah, there's some, anyone who knows Kung Fu knows that he's kind of, he's really into the mind, the body, the soul, the spirituality. He's a really straight dude, man. He's a really healthy guy, and he's just into all the mind muscle shit. And when he told me that, I was kind of skeptical, but I tried it. And from what he explained to me is when you write it again after all the other preparations, it sticks to a certain part of your brain a certain way. And, yeah, dude, it works for me, knock on wood.
Oh, that makes sense, man. I've been writing over beats a lot, and, I can't write unless I have an opponent. Is that weird?
No, it's not. I mean, I got a pile of just general bars I can use, and sometimes I'll just throw those in there. You could turn anything into something that could be slightly directed towards your opponent, but you see a lot of these people win, like URL opponents, bro, that there's more of just the general, what I'll do, gun shit that really isn't directed at a motherfucker at all, but those seem to work too if they're delivered the right way and the content is right.
Yeah.
But with no opponent, it's fucked up, especially when you got people backing out on you. And there's a lot of hesitance when that shit happens. So locking these fucking things down, it's a priority. I couldn't tell you how many people I've fucking had backed out on me with a couple weeks to go, just all memorized. With Lavos, bro, I couldn't tell you how many different dude. I mean, if anyone wants to buy any Lavos bars, bro, I at least have 45 minutes worth of that shit.
What's your PayPal, dude? Tell them to PayPal you. Hey, man, but as an up and comer, man, you started out at the GSB, and then now you're on the main page, what would you say the key to your success was, man, honestly, as an up-and-comer, man,
Being personal friends with Les.
Yeah, just straight up.
I mean, that's the only, shouts to Aspect and anyone else. I mean, I don't deal with the Canadians because I'm not allowed to go there. They invite me every fucking year, and it puts a goddamn thorn in my side.
Dude, that hurts, man. That hurts.
Yeah, no, it hurts, bro, getting invited to every single fucking event and not being able to go. I mean, if we could do a Kickstarter, maybe get $5,000 together for Joe to get fucking, FBI clearance one day. It's not something I've completely counted out, but right now it's just not in the cards.
But is that what it would take? Just like 5 G's?
It would take a few grand for me because I've been extradited from there before on tour, and I had a bench warrant for riding a motorcycle with no license. They took me from the border, dude. It was a very long trip back.
Damn, dude, that's insane.
And, I mean, especially with that, I mean, I know that Cadillac Ron was able to even go over there, but with the stroke of Cadillac Ron luck, the day he decided to go was the same day that Maniac had shot up LAX.
Oh, snap.
And he wasn't able to go. But from what he told me, and me and Ron obviously have a similar background, and we have a few of the same kind of things on our record. But yeah, he was able to wipe them clean with the fucking few grand or whatever. That's what I was told. But
shout out to Cadillac Ron. He's definitely he is a leader of the up and comers as well, right? Or you kind of took over that role almost.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like a lot of people look at Ron in a similar light as me. I prefer gatekeeper.
Yeah, no doubt.
I prefer gatekeeper. I can't call myself an up and comer because I've been doing this for fucking an amount of time that would make me sound very old.
Shit.
Me, I just got in it. It took me a while to get convinced of the format, because I seen, Dirtbag Dan and, people like Xi and other people that I grew up with, like Fredo and Awkwards. I seen them doing it, and there was almost a sense of like, well, maybe I shouldn't get on this bandwagon. Like maybe I should just kind of carve my own fucking lane. But eventually, I just I had to get into it, and it was at a point where grind time was kind of going downhill, which made it even more up in the air what the fuck was going to happen. I entered into grind time right in their decline, right when all that shit was up in the air. If they wiped out all my grind time battles, I wouldn't bat a fucking eye, man. I'd be completely happy with that.
Oh, man. I love I got a bar exam, man. I love that battle.
Yeah, it was a funny one. I remember that.
But, I mean, like, what have you learned from your first battle to now? Like, what are some of the things that you've learned about battling that helps you excel?
A lot of the other people that are doing well, I look at them and I kind of try and do the opposite of that. At one point, I was trying to just kind of, I was using what was going on as a template, and then I see, like the whole gun bar thing, the whole word association thing. Like, I like that, and there are people that do that really well, but the first thing that came to mind when I saw that as a big thing was, I told myself, I was like, I need to do the fucking exact opposite of that. And what I try and do is kind of stay true to a similar, a lot of these people dumb themselves down and shit. Like, I don't care if I'm over anyone's head. I don't care if my shit is too obscure.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have stayed on that route if I didn't get such good reception from the people who are supporters of mine, like, they like to hear the obscure shit. And from my account, everyone who supports me, I make it a point to let them know I'm a real fucking human being, and I get to know these kids. And they're just like me in a lot of ways. And I've brought a lot of awareness to battle rap from people who didn't know or even like rap to begin with. So they would see, we're talking to teenagers, we're talking awkward, misplaced, like rocker kids and shit that see me and they're comfortable enough to check this shit out, and as a result, that brings in new blood to this shit, new awareness, and the people that run the show, they see that and they like that,
You know what I've found, man? One of the things I've learned is that rebuttals are necessary, man.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man, rebuttals.
You got to rebuttal, though, man. Like, I feel like if somebody really comes at you in a round and just, like, has one of those reactions where it just takes the house down, like, you better rebuttal that. If you just come out like nothing just happened, you're already done. Like, you lost that, to me.
It's like, for me, dude, like, memorizing the shit is, like, really important, and I've seen people, like, do a sick fucking rebuttal, and as a result,
forget their
fucking shit, dude. And there was, you watch my Nosferatu battle, that's probably the most freestyling I've ever done in a battle, and I'd eaten about 20 methadone pills, so I was so fucking high up confidence. Damn. That I freestyled the fuck out of that. Go watch that battle with Nosferatu.
I'm going to. I saw it. I didn't know it was like that. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say it was at least like a good 60, 70% of it was freestyle, dude. And it was because he was freestyling too. But if you watch it, it's one of those things where it's like you're not sure if we're freestyling or not. And for Moss is blatantly freestyle. Shouts to Nosferatu.
The only time I ever choked and forgot my shit was at Battle of the Zay, man, against Luck Loose. I just shit the bed on that one, man.
Worse things have happened in Battle of the Zay. As long as you didn't do what Chuck did from Voice Box, I think you're good.
Oh, well, I didn't see it. Was that the first Battle of the Zay? I didn't see it.
Oh, my God. He battled my homie G4, dude, and he literally choked every fucking round. It was a nightmare.
Where was that guy from, too? He was from, like, Arizona or something.
Arizona, yeah. He was the guy who was running the Voice Box battles, which was kind of looking promising for a second. You know, two of my better battles are in that league, you know, and
it's gone.
I don't know what happened. Can't really speak on it. I don't know what happened, but I did a battle, one of my battles where I was really like, okay, like I'm starting to get good at this shit was versus Alpha MC from Project Load.
Oh, man, I never saw that.
And,
that never came out.
No one ever saw that. There was a whole event. It was ran by VoiceBox, but it was facilitated by Jay Bentley. You know who Jay Bentley is? He's married to Jessica, also known as Scarlett Payne, the retired porn actress. Really good people, two of the fucking coolest people I know. I have a hard time not calling her Scarlett Payne, but Jessica and Jared Bentley. He was running that shit, and I don't know what happened. Someone lost a fucking SIM card. The whole event lost. So that was my last little thing with VoiceBox. They also brought me on a fucking Greyhound. I mean, they paid me pretty good, but I didn't appreciate getting brought on the Greyhound because it dumps you right off there, right by fucking Skid Row. And there's no way I'm not going to go to Skid Row, especially at this point in time. So I went to Skid Row, and I had to fight a dude for trying to sell me crack when I wanted something else.
Oh, shit, man.
So I fucked around. I had to hit a fucking bum, which is dangerous because you don't know what you're going to get from hitting the bum. But yeah, that Alpha MC battle was really fucking dope, dude. I see a lot of kids from LA that still quote that shit. And I don't remember a single line from it. I mean, I remember I had a whole bunch of cool Project Load, like local LA referencing that did pretty well. But, you know, Chuck, I guess he fucked up that shit, lost the thing, and everyone was trying to pawn it off on Jay Bentley, and I don't think that was the case. But these things happen, you know. We see these leagues fucking come and go. That's why a lot of us should just suck it up and feel humble that we're a part of this shit at all. You know, whether it's GZ or PY or Main Page, you know, you see a lot of people like me jumping back and forth from that, and all they're trying to do is make these lower channels more prestigious. So, I mean, to a lot of the up-and-comers and even a lot of these dudes that are kind of misplaced that have been on Main Page, I really urge you to just fucking just take it, dude, and just fucking eat that bag of salt and fucking be happy that you are a part of the biggest platform in battle rap. There's a lot of eyes on this shit, and it's literally became one of the more sizable things in the hip-hop subculture.
Well, tonight that reality show's dropping, the Slaughterhouse one.
Slaughterhouse, yeah. I'm curious.
I love it, man. That's awesome.
I mean, you know, they can't. A lot of people are just like, oh, will it hurt it or will it enrich it? It's obviously going to enrich the scene. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the Nazis, bro. It's what it's gonna do. Like the people that are just too, you know, have their feet so set in certain opinions about this shit that it's not gonna fucking be good in their opinion. But how could it not be? It's bringing it to a humongous fucking level. And as cliche as it is, Eminem has already fucking, you know, put battling on the map. Yeah. And played way more than his part in this shit. You know, every time you talk to a novice of battle rap and try to tell them what you do, it's more likely that the person you're talking to is going to have that reference in arm's reach because that's the only thing they're going to know of it. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of like that, but a little less glorified on a mainstream level. But still, what we do ties into a mainstream level. Drake, bro. I mean, King of the Dot would be a completely different thing if Drake didn't, you know, put his hands in this shit. I mean, he's single-handedly, you know, sponsoring these big events and shit. You know, personally not a fan, but I mean, fuck, man, I'm thankful that Drake has helped for, you know, with what he can to put King of the Dot on a bigger radar and shit. It's dope, man.
I fucks with Drake, man. I like Drake.
I ain't mad at him, bro.
But yeah, man. I mean, you travel, man. You've been around like shit. What are the other leagues you've been to? You've been to UBR out in Mexico, New Mexico.
Yeah, dude. It was dope, man. I was at the Resurgence event where I battled Lex Diamond, and I got to meet Keith Avenue, and he was there with some other cool New Mexicans. Being the chest out dude that I am, I wasn't holding back on the lows in my life, and I was just talking to this dude Keith, on the strength, and we had no plans of even. We weren't even talking about battling, but this dude Keith, he's a cool ass dude, man. He sent me a couple bucks to help me when I was fucking in a hurting position. So, he showed me he was a stand-up fucking dude at that point, and then we got into talking about battling in his league. So, after he was, helping me out on the strength, I returned the favor, went out there and battled Sid Vicious. I've never been paid more than what they paid me out there. They fucking took care of me. Ended up being probably one of the biggest fan bases I have is out in New Mexico. Shouts to fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico, man. They got some really killer fucking talent out there, and I'm proud to say that I've helped bring a lot of those fools into light. So when I went out there and did that Sid Vicious thing, I was kind of dipping my toe in the water, filling out their league. Everyone was receptive, and by the time I had came back out there to battle Ronnie and Ronzi, I did a 2-on-2 out there, which you guys should all check out. It was me and Fredo versus Ronnie and Ronzi.
Yeah, that was dope.
I'm pretty sure that battle we extracted the biggest fucking reactions that Albuquerque, New Mexico has ever had, probably till this date. But in the process of doing those two battles, I kind of liaisoned an affiliation between King of the Dot and UBR. Which I think is still a relationship or something. I know King of the Dot is some kind of affiliation where they help a lot of those New Mexican dudes out. But UBR's the shit, man. If anyone's trying to travel about, they should holler at the UBR cats, man. They got a solid roster. Out of all the smaller leagues that I've done battles with, I think they're the most prominent ones and have made a big stride in a really short time. I talk about progression. You look at a lot of these kids, man, and when they're just blatantly getting better, man, it's really undeniable. UBR has something. I'd like to see them get more support and get on a bigger level. Hopefully I can get back over to New Mexico pretty soon. There's also PNR out in the Fresno area.
Yeah,
that
I've
done a few battles with. I think the worst travel experience I ever had was, and this is my fault for even booking with the dude, because I had more than enough heads up on not doing any work with these people, but it was for Cushion Coffins. And it's ran by Detour. He's the guy with Tourette's. He battled Disaster for that Rap Battle Network thing or whatever. And how do I explain Detour? If you don't know Detour,
I don't know who that is, man.
Yeah, he's like this white dude. He has Tourette's. He twitches in his battle.
Wow.
God, he's good at I want to say he's good at biting. I don't know, man. Like, he does the word association shit really good, but it's just really nothing new, and it just seems like he's just pretty good at recycling the same kind of shit over and over again. It's just overkill for the word association stuff. People hear this word association shit and they think like it's the holy grail of fucking lyrics or some shit, when it's actually the fucking easiest thing you can do, man. This isn't anything that we didn't have accessible to us when we were in school and shit. It's just like, it's a really like simple formula, dude, but like some people just take it to a whole new fucking level, dude. So that's where you kind of read between the lines of the same old shit that's getting fucking pumped out there.
Man, you know what I want to do though is talk about the Ground Zero and the King of the Dot announcing that they're about to change up Ground Zero.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really know what they meant, man. What's your info on that?
Yeah, kind of to reiterate what I was saying earlier, man. You got the humble cats that'll suck it up, and whatever it is, as long as it's a King of the Dot platform, they'll be more than humbled and happy to do so. And then you got these people that are, entitled, and they feel like they deserve better. And what they don't realize is, that behind the scenes, there's people like Troy, King Fly. Although I cannot go to Canada, I am in touch with a lot of the Canadians. I fucking counsel a lot of these fucking kids. As far as the staff goes, I'm in contact with Sparka a lot. Travis, when he's not as busy as All Sin, which he is fucking very busy man, but he gets back to me when he can. And he has proclaimed I am one of his favorites, which was a pretty chest heaving experience.
That's what's up.
When I talk to Troy, man, basically what I convey to Kingfly is that, hey, whatever it is, man, I'm happy to do it, and he was glad to hear that was my outlook, because following that, he told me, he's like, yeah, we're trying to make this more of a prestigious thing. And, I'd be happy to gatekeep the fucking West, dude. Like, basically, if you do a battle that's fucking just, like, really, 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 really fucking good, it's gonna go on the main page, It's kind of a roll of the dice. There's no, like, guarantees, It's like, how can you guarantee that? Like, what if your opponent sucks and you both do shit, or it's a one-sided thing? Just be happy to fucking be a part of this shit. So GZ is gonna start getting more views, and it's going to be even more synonymous with the main page shit. But there's fucking, look at Poe Rich, bro. He was a goddamn, he had the chain, dude. The guy was a fucking title holder. And you see him doing ground zero shit. Cats like Megadeth are on there, same thing, has had main page battles.
Wise guy got demoted, dude.
Yeah.
Wasn't he on the PY or something?
Well, yeah, that was funny. I knew we would get to that eventually. Bro, fucking, my buddy, Philip Solo battled him. I love Philip Solo, man. He's one of my favorite fucking, newer cats. I think he's super fucking original. He's got he has a really original way of fucking kind of coming down to everyone's level and making them he does his own version of this current thing. And I love his voice, bro. I love the high pitch. It's like, I don't know, it's like it's not a high pitch. It's just somewhere kind of in the middle. That's original to me, bro. When someone has a voice that a lot of people would think is annoying, but that's your voice, bro. Like, you're just making do with what you've given to work with, I don't know, it's really original shit, that fucking oddball shit. Like, I'm always trying to promote oddball motherfuckers. Anyone I try to push is someone who I think has something different. And in a way, I think I'm trying to bring these people in so I'm not alone, and I don't want to just be the only weird motherfucker.
Do you think that works against you? Like, your style, I kind of feel like I've been a victim of this, like you're, when you're unique and shit and you're hard to match up, it's like, does that work against you, Like, you're going to run out of weird guys, and then who do you battle? Everyone else is battling the gun bar fucking feuds and shit.
Yeah, I think, what I'm trying to do is kind of contribute for what it's worth to maybe creating a balance in that. In a perfect battle world, the odds would be a little more even, dude. But, at the same time, that's, there being less weirdo oddball rappers, it's going to set them apart better. That's why I like to bring people like Tiger Ty back, and people like Carter Deems. They're original. They're from the original fucking era. But they could fucking currently hang, they can come in and just kind of take a quick little scope of the scene, and it's adaptation, just original motherfuckers, dude, is what I'm looking at. Cats that have something new to offer, people that don't have to necessarily dumb down to cater to the way of the general thinking of the fans and shit, opening motherfuckers' minds, and there's room for the weirdos in this shit, bro, and that's what I'm campaigning.
No, man, I'm with you, dude. And for me, you inspire me, man. You're one of my favorite battle rappers, and seeing you come up is dope, man. I'm glad you're on this show, man. And I think you give the perspective of somebody who made it, man. You know, I mean, maybe you didn't make it completely in your opinion, but, you know, you started out as an up-and-comer, and now you're a main dude. And so, you know, that's what this show is about, man, from that perspective. And I think we're going to cover it good, man, so I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me. There is hope, bro. Fucking, there's hope for the little guy, man. I mean, I had a few things working against me, which you know, were all personal things that I pushed to the side, and I kind of made this battle thing my ailment. You know, my addiction was switched over to this, and it's become, you know, one of the things that helps me just kind of get through how fucked up this life could be, bro. Like, you know, fucking you just turn your back on your problems and write some shit. You vent. You go to these battles. You're in the middle of the swell, bro, and it's just like the best way to get the anxiety off your chest, man. That and wild animal sex
and weed.
Yeah, weed too, and when you have it.
Oh man, you know, we're on the phone, man, but you know, we got to do a couple of these shows together so we could at least smoke up, man. But we'll do that next time. But man, I say we wrap this episode up, and we'll come back at you. That's been the first episode of You Know Who's Dope?
Who?
Joe Cutter and Maleko, man. That's what's up, man.
Go.
Facebook.com/You Know Who's Dope, and we'll see you next time, man. It's only the beginning. Thanks, Joe.
Not a problem. I got you. Fresh Coast, every day, all day.
Yeah.
You patted horse in my hand and watered on clean scars. Count backwards on the time it took for you to fall apart. You're just another lucky pincushion, and a life of sticking pins in everything that ain't moving. So I'm the asshole, the son of a bitch, big prick that thinks that everything in life can be fixed, except this. Now it's traveling the country in a car without no tires, and a driver with no money, and a face that never smiles for the things you don't find funny. On a day I'd rather die than find sunny. Ain't that something? Ain't no better way for me to end discussing things that I ain't never cared about enough to try confront it with a flashlight. Corners where the darkness never touched me, but hammered the apathy where I sleep lovely. Dreams of counting friends to death with sidewalk money. I never really asked for nothing. You should know me as a person, not a talking point. A better version of a walking sore spot for you to bruise and feeling ugly and you're lost out. And I'll be counting down the seconds in between the lightning and when it starts to echo. I can't believe the others wouldn't have plugged them hoes, wouldn't have drained the ocean over which you dangle your toes. I never told you nothing that you ain't already know, but you already know that, you already know. And that's dirty but fire for the fuel. I used to move into a place where I don't care what you do, counting seconds aloof like where y'all idiots. I milk the purpose out of period until that sentence and don't make me curious. So I'm the bad guy that cares about you furious, and you're the baby that can't take me how I really is. We only dance under the street lamps when they're barely lit. You never seen me sing, I never seen you sit. But that's the thing, right? You at the brink, right? Broke the blade off of every dirty sink knife to wake up to a sun that never shines until you blink twice. Rub your eyes and forget last night. One day you'll goddamn your very breath. It'll piss your baby blues out the spot. All of your best friends, I'll be getting sleep back for the nights I wept for you. Held my breath for you and bit my tongue. It ain't the height that qualifies the ladder, it's the rungs, and you're melting your wax wings to fall from the sun. Try your luck on someone stupid, someone who can sink your cupid blues up with a mouth that ain't moving. Someone who can talk to you the way you want to talk to you and walk you through the fire holding hands, not buckets of water. Buckle down inside your own fixed justification of wearing thin when you should find patience, baby. Powder marks and handprint hearts, your baby. Powder marks and handprint hearts, your baby. Powder marks and handprint hearts. I know you've been here, I know you've been